I'm Judge Penny Wolfgang. Welcome back to the program. Every year, the Buffalo Broadcasters Association stages their annual gala to induct some of Buffalo's best into the Buffalo Broadcasters Hall of Fame. I was honored to be recognized in 2023, joining a prestigious group of men and women who work tirelessly to keep us informed on radio and television programming, work behind the scenes, and toil with administrative tasks for an ever-changing medium. The Broadcasters Hall of Fame ceremony is set for September 10th at Samuels Grand Manor. Earlier this summer, BBA President Steve Monaco announced those who will be honored. We caught up with him at the Buffalo State University Media Studio, along with some of the honorees. President Steve Monaco, it looks like another fabulous year is about to take place. Let's talk a little bit about the people that are going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Well, it's an incredible list, and every year it just keeps getting better and better. And I got to tell you, we have some special awards. We have Cindy Abbott-Letro that's going in. I mean, Dave Ross, who literally was an engineer for the Buffalo Sabres through his entire career, just retired from there this year. But on the side, he teaches students how to become production broadcasters, which is amazing. So we had to honor him. And like I said, Cindy Abbott-Letro has been such a huge figure in Western New York. It's about time. And, obviously she was on AM Buffalo during the glory years. And we're looking forward to having her there. Dan Fisher, he formerly owned WBTI in Batavia. So, we have lots of broadcasters all over Western New York, not just right here inside of the Buffalo Metro that we are highlighting, but an incredible class. Jericka Duncan, you can check out, I'm sure John will roll the video here, but she's an incredible talent as well.
It's really interesting how all of them have roots here, connections here, and have made an impact in in our community, not just broadcasting, but in other ways. Like, for example, we talk about Cindy Abbott. You know what she has done with the Film Commission and with other cultural aspects of Western New York.
Everybody votes differently in what they're looking for. Me personally, I know what you did from 9 to 5. I'm looking for what you're doing from 5 to 9. When you're given the opportunity to be a broadcaster and to have yourself out there, it's important to do the right thing and to pay it forward and to do the best you can for your community. It's just part of being a Buffalo broadcaster.
I want to talk a little bit about the event itself, and especially explain to our listeners, our viewers and listeners, that it's not just the people that attend are not just the broadcasters themselves, but a lot of members of the public.
Well, we did a little bit of a study and figured out that it's about between 10 and 12% of the people that attend are actually broadcasters. Everybody else are fans of the people going in, or fans of broadcasting, or community members, and it's a great party. It's a fun party. We this year have a lot of extras that we're putting into it. So it'll be a great time. September 10th, and you can get your tickets at buffalobroadcasters.com.
Who is going to be every year? You come up, or whoever is the president and in charge, with a fabulous team of people that host, that are entertainers themselves. Once it was our very own John DeShulo, but who is it going to be this year?
The incredible Jackie Walker and Kevin O'Neill are our two MCs for the evening, so it's going to be a great night. Again, buffalobroadcasters.com for your tickets, and September 10th, save the date.
Where?
Samuels Grand Manor.
I don't know if we said that, Samuels Grand Manor, and there's lots of parking.
There's a lot of parking.
Hey, Jixter, I was touched by your comments that it means a lot to you to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, because you go to work and you do your job every day, and that's what we were, taught to do. That's what I do. I live and breathe 97 Rock, and I do it because it's a passion to me. So all these years of doing my job, I never really thought about, oh, geez, I'm doing this to get into the Buffalo Broadcasters Hall of Fame. But when they called and said I was nominated, I was kind of floored. Like, the board actually thought that I was worthy of being into the hall. And then when the voting started, I'm looking at the list. I mean, there's no way I'm going to get voted in. But then you want to be in. So, boom, I got the call the other day. So, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be a part of the class of 2025, and I'm looking forward to September 10th. It's going to be a party.
Of course, if you're there, it's always a party.
There's going to be a lot of tables. There's going to be a lot of tables. It's going to be busy.
Congratulations. And we have a special, association because of all the charity work that you do and the things that you do, activities with us at WBBZ.
Was just talking to John DeShulo about, WBBZ was a big part of my career. And John DeShulo will probably be mentioned in my induction speech because he taught me a lot about TV. And we had some great times then and some great programming back when I was doing that.
I know it's just another award for you, but I think it's probably very special because it's the broadcasters. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm very honored to be recognized with the people that are in the hall, and it's great that people maybe look at what you do, that you're doing okay with it. So it's it's awesome. I think that what I said growing up and living here as long as I have and watching a lot of these men and women on TV, and you have a respect for it. I know when I played, you didn't really look into it too much. You didn't understand what it was all about. They were always around, but once you start doing it, it's amazing. What goes into it, how important it is, and the difference it makes. That I just found a whole new respect as soon as you got onto that side of it, and I just appreciate what these guys do, and they've done a heck of a job, so I'm honored to be with them.
Well, I know they're honored to have you, and thank you so much, and congratulations.
All right, thank you very much.
Let's talk a little bit about how underappreciated, and we talked about this before, people like you who really make everything work are, but behind the scenes and the public isn't aware of what you do.
To me, that's the magic of the industry. I got into this to be behind the scenes. I never wanted to be anything other than what I'm doing right now, which is doing production, making commercials, and the stuff between the songs and the talk, all the imaging. I've always loved that, and I know when I listen to something that I'm affecting people with what I do in my production studio. So I don't feel underappreciated at all. I'm that faceless, nameless voice on the radio, and that's fine with me.
Tim Wenger knows what you do, and I know what you do, and John, and we all appreciate it very much, as you can see, because you're going to be a member of the Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you, and it truly is an honor. I've got goosebumps just hearing you say that. It's an honor. Like I said at the podium, I have trouble wrapping my head around this at this time. But it truly is something I never expected in my career. But it's amazing. Thank you.
Well, it's so deserved, and we're very happy for you.
Thank you.
Kevin, it's amazing how your career has changed so many ways, and yet always involved with the community and with communications.
It's been an interesting journey, and my life is all about the journey and about having gratitude for that journey. And there's so many people that helped me to get here, from my mom and dad, a couple of teachers that created the interest of being a lifelong learner, but people in radio along the way. There was a gentleman named Jack Gala from Cuba, New York, who worked at one of the radio stations in Olean. And when I was a sophomore in high school, I heard about the Catholic high school down in Olean. Archbishop Walsh had a radio show every Saturday morning on WMNS. So I wrote him a letter and said, could we do one for Olean High School? And he said yes. And we didn't have any experience. There were three of us. It was me, my cousin Tim, who I called this morning to tell him about this because he was there at the start, and then my best friend Kevin Kenyon. And we put together a radio show that we did sports, we did news, we had an interview, and Kevin Kenyon was a music guy, and so he would do a golden oldie every week and research the song that he played every week. So it started with one person saying yes back in 1974, and people kept saying yes, and my interest in broadcasting continued to grow, and my love for radio is still there today. I listen to the radio more than I watch TV. And it's just, I've been really, really blessed with this journey.
And now you're using it in many ways to help other people through your communications company.
We do. I mean, I consider myself now a storyteller. So I help my clients to tell their stories, and it could be Maid of the Mist, which is a longtime client of mine. I work for the town of Tonawanda, the town of Clarence, and those are important roles to help communicate to the public what's going on with their town government, with everything that those governments provide for their people. And I also do some work for I do pro bono work. It's important for me to give back. I do some work for the St. Vincent de Paul Society, for the Clarence Lions Club. I'm not doing it now, but I have off and on done work for a group of cloistered nuns that were in Buffalo on Dote Street, and then they've moved on. But that's probably one of the most interesting aspects that I've had from meeting people that have a totally different life and never come out from behind the walls of the cloister.
But it just shows how involved you have been in the community and how everything comes full circle as far as all the different careers and all the different activities and groups.
Well, you watch people, and I watch people, and Larry Levitt, you were fond of Larry, and Larry was part of the group with Jim McLaughlin that brought me to Buffalo in 1984, and I watched how Larry treated people and how Larry gave back to the community, and he was so generous with his time and his talent and his treasure. And so, and I've also been fortunate to work for some bishops when I was with the diocese, who were very much the same. They talked about being here to serve as opposed to being served. So it is about looking at what's going on in your community and helping people to tell their story. That's part of what I do.
Well, it's all part of why you are now presently going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations and thank you.
Well, thank you, Judge. You're in there as well, so happy to be there with you.
The list of nominees are Maryalice Demler, anchor WGRZ-TV, Jericka Duncan, national correspondent and CBS weekend news anchor, Rob Ray, color analyst for the Buffalo Sabres broadcasters, Hank Nevins, longtime radio host on WBEN and WLVL in Lockport, Kevin Keenan, CEO, Keenan Communications Group, Todd Brody, Director of Production for Odyssey Radio, Dave Jixter, radio host and community advocate, 97 Rock. Additionally, the BBA will honor the following special award recipients: President's Award to engineer Dave Ross, Service to Broadcasting Award, Cindy Abbott-Littrow, former co-host of AM Buffalo, and Western New York Achievement in Broadcasting Award, Dan Fisher. The 2025 Hall of Fame dinner will be held on Wednesday, September 10th, hosted by Kevin O'Neill from Channel 2 and veteran News 4 anchor Jackie Walker. Get tickets and information at this website, buffalobroadcasters.com. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of The Big Picture. I will see you next week.